The fort of Bhangarh in the summer of 1992. Rumi, Julie, Max, Joe, and Harry were visiting Rajasthan for their vacation. Rumi hired a guide whose name was Sam. He used to take them to explore many forts. Sam, where will we go today?
Today we will go to the Ramgarh fort.
Mummy, we will go to Ramgarh fort. Don't worry if you can't reach me by phone. The cell signal will be low. Bye! Everyone was going to see Ramgarh fort with Sam. It was hot that day. Rumi's pace had slowed down. Suddenly, she heard someone's anklet sound and felt as if a woman standing in a veil was watching her. When she looked back, she saw no one there. She became scared. Did you guys hear someone's anklet sound? Rumi, nobody wears anklets. Ignoring Rumi, everyone started walking again. Up ahead, they saw a path, in front of which the sign read, Haunted Fort. Max asked Sam about the sign.
Sam, which fort does this path lead to? And why is there a sign of haunted sites?
Sam was horrified to see the sign of the fort and tried to change the subject.
Sir, this is a useless fort, completely ruined. There is nothing worth seeing here. People say that it is possessed by ghosts.
While everyone was listening carefully to Sam, the woman standing in a veil, whose face was half burnt, came near Rumi's ear and said while crying, "Save me!" Rumi looked around in a panic, but she saw no one. "Who's there? Who are you?" Everyone looked at Rumi surprised. Max came to her and asked,
Are you all right, Rumi?
"Yes, I think I'm not feeling well. Let's go back." As Rumi's health worsened, everyone started returning to the hotel. Suddenly, Max's eyes turned red, and a terrible spirit entered his body. Max started speaking the language of the spirit.
No, we will not go home. I think we should go to see this fort and then return. What are you talking about, sir? Going there will be dangerous. I said we are going there. Now be quiet and take us to the fort.
Okay, if Max really wants to go there, then let's go. Max walked forward, his eyes glowing red. Fear and nervousness were evident on Sam's face. All of them started following Max, and in a while arrived at Bhangarh Fort. The spirit inside Max came out, and his eyes became normal like before. Dusk began to build, and it had become dark. Everyone was bored sitting in that ruined fort. Rumi was eating sandwiches when she heard the cry of a woman. Rumi left to search, using her torch, without telling anyone. She wanted to find where these voices were coming from.
We should get out of here now. This place is a waste.
Hey, you're a weird man. You're the one that brought us here.
Did I bring you guys here? I don't remember anything. Do you know about this, Rumi? Rumi! Hey, where did Rumi go?
Rumi was searching in the dark using her torch. She heard the sound of anklets again. She started looking around, and suddenly she heard the crying of a woman. "Who are you? Why don't you come out and let me see you?" Then, a burnt woman stood before her and started crying, asking for her help. Rumi was horrified to see her face and started running away. Her foot hit a stone and she fell.
"Please, save me. He's coming again. He will imprison me. Save me. Please, save me."
A terrible ghost appeared in front of Rumi. Seeing him, she fainted. All her friends were looking for Rumi outside the fort, but no one could find her. After some time, they found Rumi lying unconscious in a corner. She was mumbling something in a daze. "The tantric will kill Princess Ratnavi," I have to save the princess. I have to save her. What, Tantric? Who is Princess Ratnavi? What is she mumbling? Everyone brought Rumi to the courtyard outside the fort and placed her on a stone. Sam was horrified at seeing all this and left with his luggage.
The thing I feared has happened. I am leaving.
What's the matter, Sam?
Tell us the story of this fort, honestly. 300 years ago, this fort was very beautiful like all other forts. But Princess Ratnabati was more beautiful than this. She was to be married to Kunwar Pratap. The princess was very fond of perfume. She often went to the market herself to buy perfume. One day, a tantric came into the city. His dirty eyes fell on the princess, and he was fascinated by her. The tantric disappeared from his tantra and started pursuing the princess. He saw that the princess came to meet Kunwar Pratap and was very happy with him. Seeing this, the tantric grew furious with anger. The tantric turned black magic into a perfume bottle specially made for the princess. She fell under the influence of the tantric and broke off her marriage with Kunwar Pratap. One day, the princess suddenly sensed and felt as if someone had subdued her. She broke the perfume bottle, and the tantric cast his black magic on the entire fort. All of the people slowly became ill, and there was a famine. Everyone died, and only the princess remained alive. When the tantric came to take the princess, she threw herself into the fire and died. The tantric could not bear the shock, and he sacrificed his life too. It is said, even to this day, that the tantric wants to capture the soul of the princess, and the princess still seeks help from passers-by.
That's just a stupid story. The villagers make up false stories all the time. You're right, Joe.
Whether you believe this story or not, but we shouldn't spend the night here. Yes, we need to take Rumi to the hotel anyway. She needs rest.
As soon as everyone started going, they heard the anklets sound. The princess's ghost appeared before them all. Her body was burnt and she was crying.
Help me! Save me!
Behind the princess stood the tantric's ghost, who was laughing out loud.
No one will save you, princess. I will destroy anyone who comes between us.
The tantric formed an air tornado with his dark magic. Everyone got caught up in the cyclone and were thrown against the wall. Harry and Joe hit the stone and blood started to fall from their heads. Sam's eyes opened. He tried to run away, but the tantric blocked his path, grabbed his throat, and lifted him. Sam died from strangulation. Julie and Max attacked the tantric with a wooden stick. The tantric looked back and started laughing aloud. He cast a spell on Max and Julie, and they started beating each other to death. The tantric looked at the princess and laughed wickedly. The next day, Rumi's eyes opened. She saw all her friends lying dead around her. She ran out, screaming and crying, as she went back to the hotel. The end.